Amen. We've all heard the term, never let good enough be the enemy of perfect, or never let perfect be the enemy of good enough. Well, let me show you when good enough is absolutely perfect. Check this out. Look at this. When it comes to homestead defense, I think good enough is pretty perfect. Now look, we're all AR fanboys here. If we had to get as close to perfect as a rifle could get, it would be some variant of the AR-15. It's fast, it's light, it's reliable, it's accurate, everything. Everything you want in a rifle, the AR-15 pretty much maxes out the level. If there is a perfect rifle, I'm going to get some pushback on this. If there is a perfect rifle, it probably is the AR-15. That's as close as it gets. But in this case, perfect is the enemy of good enough. Because with homestead defense, we're only shooting from here to the chicken coop. I don't know if you can see that. There's the chicken coop. Right there somewhere. That's it. That's good enough. And from here to the chicken coop, this thing is good enough is perfect. Look, this is the Rossi R92. I love it. I need to thank the Sasquatch who, who has lent us this before, and he has actually just allowed us to adopt it. It has become this is new permanent home. Thank you, Sasquatch. He's very, very generous with us. Always has been. Big encouragement. But it maybe didn't fit in his safe. I don't know. But I think this is the perfect homestead defense rifle. Now, I'm not saying this is the perfect home defense rifle. I don't think a rifle is perfect for home defense. I think a pistol caliber carbine is best for home defense. And we can talk about that later. It's some of the same reasons here, though. But for me, on my homestead, this is about perfect. Because I've only got to defend from here to the chicken coop. What is that, 50 yards? Might not even be 50 yards. This is perfect. Look, that AR-15, I love it. I'm a fanboy, but this son of a bitch is deadly out to 500 yards. Well, 500 yards away, I got a neighbor, a neighbor, a neighbor, and a neighbor. You can't see them, but they're there. And I'm actually downhill. So if I was shooting up towards the chicken coop, and I keep saying the chicken coop because what am I most likely to have to defend around here, right? Look, if I did a 360 right now, you would see the fig tree, the chicken coop, trees, clothesline, trees, double wide trailer. Okay, I am highly unlikely to ever have to repel multiple home invaders. It's just not, this is just not where people go when they wanted to do a professional home invasion, all right? They go where the money is. They don't pick some random dirt road in the country and follow it for a quarter mile to find the double wide trailer. Now, if I had to, I could. That's what I say. It's good enough. This Rossi R92, I think it takes, I think it'll hold 10 rounds of 38 special and 9 rounds of 357. It is the 16-inch barrel, so it might be 8 and 9, not 9 and 10. I meant to look that up. But from here to the chicken coop, this does everything I ever needed to do. I would have no qualms about shooting a black bear. We have black bear around here. We've seen one about a mile down the road. It never right here, but about a mile down the road, we've seen black bear. We got hog, we got coyotes. I would take any of those with this. And if I had to repel boarders, I think I would rather do it with this than the AR-15. And I've talked about this before. I live in a double wide trailer. It's a newer one. It's stick built, 2x4 construction. But that AR-15 will blow through every wall in my home. And every wall in my home has a child behind it. I am not willing to risk my children's lives to defend my possessions because I live in a double wide trailer. You can imagine what my possessions are. They're not great. The AR-15 is one of the most valuable things in the house, material wise. You know, the reason I have an AR-15 is to defend my possessions, and it's the most valuable thing I have almost. It might actually be the most valuable thing I have now that I think about it. Single thing. I love this thing. I don't have any fears that if I shot at something at the chicken coop and I missed, that I'm endangering anything off my property. You know, this is a 100-yard gun at most, 150 yards at most, and it's losing energy fast after that point. It has a drop, you know, it doesn't have a flat trajectory, it doesn't carry very far. This is an extremely, I shouldn't say extremely, but this is a very short range weapon. It's very effective inside that short range, but it's a short range weapon. And I like that. And it hits hard inside that range. Look, this thing, if this thing has a weakness, it's that close up, that bullet is traveling so fast, it just shoots, because sometimes they'll call it ice picking or a pencil hole, where it just blows a tiny little thin wound cavity right through, so it doesn't dump any of its energy because it's moving so fast. If I had to shoot a black bear at close range, I think I would rather shoot it with this 357 than with that 5.56. Now, obviously, you know, once we got past any, you know, 7,500 yards out, the 5.56 is the better choice. But maybe not even then. You know, you can push a 180 grain bullet close to 1,700 feet per second out of this thing. That ain't nothing, man. Sometimes good enough is just perfect. And this thing is good enough. We're going to be doing some more videos with this. I am very excited about this little gun. I might redo the stock. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it or not. Obviously, that's just cosmetic. The rest of it's in perfect condition. I've also thought about maybe replacing that buckhorn sight with a Skinner sight. Just, you know, having come up in the Marines in the 90s, I'm very used to peep sights. But I want to read up on the buckhorn sight. You know, it seems like it might be really fast acquiring sight. I don't know. There's some other things. I have to change where I need to not shoulder it. I need to put it on my upper arm. That's where I get the right cheek weld. But I mean, that's just little stuff, I think, with any weapon. There's some, I just need to do some shooting and learn about it. But I'm very, very excited. You will be seeing more of this little beauty, which from here to the chicken coop is good enough. And that's just perfect. Men, we appreciate you. Thank you.